Hello and welcome to another episode of Sandy Killer Projects. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to change out the spark plugs on the 1.2 liter Chevy Spark that we have. It's a 2014. This looks far more complicated than it actually is. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this cover off and remove this hose. The spark plugs are actually hidden underneath it. You don't have to remove these clips until we get this cover off. All right, I'm going to try something different. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to ask that everybody like, share, and subscribe to our content. I also say make sure to watch through the video. If you watch the video and you like what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe. We need subscribers. This will help us gain some subscribers, so subscribe. All right, so before I get started, I want to make one comment. It's about 9 in the morning where I'm at right now, and it's just over 100 degrees. Very, very hot, very, very sweaty job for something that should be very, very simple. Let me explain what it is the manufacturer is doing to make it hard for you to want to do this job. So if you look on the cover, there are 5 bolts. 3 of them are basically inaccessible. And the reason why I have wrenches and stuff on them already is because I'm explaining to you how to get them out. You need a little tiny midget wrench. There's a set of them. They're smaller than like a standard wrench. That, or you need a box end with a drop down on it so that you can get in here and break this loose. So once you break it loose, you can put just a regular socket on top of it and unscrew it until it's high enough up that you can get it with your fingers. But to get it loose like this, you put a little midget wrench on it and then you sneak your hand in underneath the intake. So if you got kind of big hands, this is going to be difficult to do. You're going to need a drop down box end wrench. Now the crazy thing is this is all done so that it discourages you from doing this job. Because like the cover on the Jeep Cherokee KL that we've done lots of work on, that cover literally snaps on. This cover has 5 bolts in it. The whole job is only 4 bolts once we get this cover off. It's crazy. So you get these 5 bolts off and then you get to work on the actual part. So the 5 bolts come off, then you take a pair of pliers, you squeeze down this clamp and remove this end of this hose to get this cover out of the way. All right, so at this point we got a lot going on. The cover has been removed and just set out of the way. The next thing that we need to do is start working on removing the coils. So all of the coils take a 10 millimeter. Pretty much everything in this job is a 10 millimeter. A lot of stuff in this car is a 10 millimeter just because it's small. But each one of these is the hold down for your coil packs. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we have to be able to access this plug. To do that, we have to get the coil off of it. To get the coil off of it, we have to get the plug off of the coil. So it's actually pretty easy to do. What you do is you push back on the red tab, which is right here. And once you get it pushed back, you're gonna take a little screwdriver and you're gonna put it in the front end of this and you're gonna lift. And then you're gonna take your other hand and you're gonna push the plug off. The reason why you do this is because there's a safety mechanism on the red tab. When you release that back, you have to be able to lift this plug, and normally you would push on it with the back. But the problem is that there's no way to push on it with the back. So you lift on it with the screwdriver, and then once you've lifted on it with the screwdriver, you can just take the plug and roll it back out of the way. Okay, so with this first coil pack, you can see there's some other things that have been done. There's a bracket that looks like this. This bracket sets right in here. If you don't take this bracket out, there's no way to lift the coil and turn it out. So this takes a 13 millimeter on either side. Then you just take this and lift it out of the way. These are the 2 bolts for it right here. And this will give you clearance. And the reason why you need this is because the coil pack hits everything. It hits everything, see? So it's actually set down in a little housing area so that you can't turn it loose. But this one in particular will run smack into that bracket. So you got to remove it so that you can lift and then turn and then the coil comes out. All right, so to remove each plug, what you're going to do is you're going to take a 5/8 spark plug socket on an extension. You're going to drop it down in here and you're going to ratchet it loose. Once you get it loose, the spark plug will come out, and the spark plug looks like this. These are the original GM plugs. These are 25190-786 if you want the original stock number. We're going to put some NGK iridiums into it. So the part number for the NGK iridiums is 97637. It is currently so hot where I'm at that I had to move my camera inside because of the fact that my device was overheating. So let's go on to the next bit. The next thing we have to do is double check the gap on the plugs. For this, they need to be 036. They're supposed to come factory set, But as always, they almost never do. This one was off by at least 10. It was down in the 20s. I checked another one, it's about the same. So make sure to double check your plugs. They're supposed to be, depending on what type of plugs, they're 031 to 036. When you go to put the spark plugs back in, you're going to take the spark plug and put it into the spark plug socket, and you're going to hand thread it in gently. If you don't start them this way, you could easily cross thread them, especially if you're running them in too fast or too hard. You want to make sure that they're actually threading properly before you put a wrench on them. Once they're all the way down, you put a wrench on it and snug it up. As is always a good practice with spark plugs and coils, only do one at a time. So reinstall your bolt back in, push your clip back on, and then push your secondary safety back into place. Okay, so the next one is off. The coil is disconnected. So to get these out, you lift, and once you get it clear of the groove in the bottom, you turn them, and then they'll come out. All right, so the point that I'm at here, I've got the bracket back on. These three are done. I'm getting ready to take this one off, and I noticed something as I'm getting to the last one. None of these safety clips have been pushed back in. While this is not the most consequential thing, as long as the clip goes on and clicks when it goes into place, if it doesn't and your safety lock isn't in place and it's not held on very well, you could start getting bad coil codes or misfire codes caused by the fact that you're not making good electrical connection in here. In our case, the clips were all pushed out and we haven't had any misfire codes. So when I get done with them, I'm putting them back so that they're on there properly the way they're supposed to be. All right, so now that we have all the plugs done, I would suggest putting the hose clamp back onto the cover first, and then putting the 3 back bolts into place, and then lifting them into position and setting them down, and then hand starting these back bolts because of the fact that they're so difficult to access. Once you get everything in and lined up and started, then bring your front bolts back into place. All right, so once you have the 6 bolts back down on the intake cover and all your plugs plugged back in, that's it. Then start it up, make sure that you're not getting a misfire code, and the job is done. So as always, thank you for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll keep making more content. We have a few more videos coming on this, so make sure to subscribe.